Spirit of Miraculii, from which all beings come, from which all miracles come. I summon you from depths of soul, my ascension now begun. Access code to every blessing, guide to love, way up on high, melt away all things distressing, and with spirit I will fly. Mirror of my infinite being, showing me the way back home, the God in me forever free to take my place on heaven's throne. Cosmic rays of sacred sun and shining truth that all are one. So when I am greatly blessed, the prize is shared by all the rest. We are bringers of all miracles. We are born out of the light. We're seeing with the inner eye to launch into Ascension's flight as the co-creative partners through which all the blessings flow. Then the miracles of Miraculii on every being we bestow. I invoke, decree, and dream awake the full cellular ascension of my being, physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, in this now, with the full support of God, Goddess, the Ascended Master realm, to include our Ascended Master Self, Father Saint Germain Sananda, the Holy Mother Mary, Kuan Yin, Goddess of Mercy, Archangel Michael, and the legions Ashtar, and the entire command, Babaji, Raphael, Gabriel, clan of the trumpet angels, Aboriginal and tribal shaman, goddesses of fortune, angels of light, Elohim, clan of the serpents, Shiva, all Christ frequencies, all animal totems, elementals of fire, air, water, and earth, all divine beings of light, love, and ascension, named and unnamed, to activate the cells within my being who are your counterparts. With the unified power of the One, I decree my highest good always operating in this now. I decree grace and mercy always operating in this now. I invoke, decree, and dream awake the full truth and reality of ascension in this now. I invoke and dream awake with every breath that I breathe the violet fire transmuting my whole being. I invoke and dream awake the full current of ascension in every cell of my being. I am ascended. I invoke and dream awake expanded God consciousness, fully realized in me as unlimited abundance, fulfilling my every need and desire. I invoke and dream awake the ending of procrastination, tiredness, blockages, obstacles, and unhealthy belief systems. I decree immediate abundance in my life. I invoke and dream awake my liberation from all karmic debt. I am infinite opulence. I invoke and dream awake my personal empowerment in every instant that anyone is impacted by my being and creations. I invoke and dream awake the infinite empowerment of my sexual, spiritual, mental, emotional, physical, and financial relationship with life. I invoke and dream awake sacred sexuality, erotic innocence, and always express the sacredness of sexual force for pleasure, creativity, and healing. I invoke and dream awake world universal healing from all sexual woundedness and shame. I invoke and dream awake worldwide release of all manipulating forces and beings who would control humanity past, present, and future. I invoke the angels and ascended masters to realign and heal all misused energy to include the full restructuring of our DNA. I invoke and dream awake the transmutation of all negative and judgmental projections. I invoke and dream awake my constant ability to be centered and balanced in my psychic perceptions and empathic nature. All overwhelming psychic energies are released by me automatically, easily, effortlessly. I am empowered by everything. I invoke and dream awake my lucid dreaming each night I sleep and total remembering when I awake. I invoke and dream awake my infinite harmony with God, Goddess, I am. I invoke and dream awake the full expression of my miraculous healing power. I invoke and dream awake a constant attitude of gratitude for my whole life, all my accomplishments and blessings, including the same for the universe at large. I invoke and dream awake the full blessings of God, Goddess, the ascended masters, angels, guides, and beings of light to bless this earth. I invoke and dream awake all my decrees, invocations, and prayers I have released to the universe and open myself to God's response, support, and love in my highest good. I invoke and dream awake the release of all past, present, and future lifetimes of decrees and vows, which would bind me to limitation, lack, density, and anything not of ascension in this now. I invoke and dream awake the full reclaiming of my eternal self as powerful, loving, and fully aligned and abundant God consciousness. I invoke and dream awake the total dissolving of all manipulating forces which would bind this earth plane in fear. I invoke and dream awake the influence of the ascended master realm and angels to intercede and raise the vibration higher to bring darkness into the light, raising the frequency of love and God consciousness on planet Earth in this now. I invoke and dream awake the ascension of my being, your being, and planet Earth in this now. Feel this truth, beloved. Feel the resonance of your being that is infinite, eternal, omnipresent, and all-dimensional. Feel the everywhere and everywhere-ness of who you are. See, feel, sense, and know beyond the limitation of this linear reality of being. Feel the truth that yes, you are in this linear moment in these now times, and you are simultaneously in the all-dimensionality of timelessness, of the unfolding of eternity. Feel the resonance of the God beingness that you are in the eternal reality of you. In the eternal reality of you, you are transcendent above and beyond every trial and tribulation, every difficulty, every worry, every pain. Feel that reality of your being that not only sees the exaltation of your divine being, but the exaltation of the divinity within every being, and so that the way in which you look upon all being is a means of breathing life force into the betterment of all life and every being. Feel this divine connection now to the palace of your soul. Allow yourself to dwell within the master suite in the palace of your soul. There may have been times that you have been acting as if you were a guest, a visitor in the palace of your soul. living within a guest room in the palace of your soul, leaving the master suite unoccupied. The master suite is your domain in the palace of your soul. In the master suite of the palace of your soul, you dwell within the central core where God dwells, as God has a center that is everywhere and a circumference that is nowhere. In the master suite, in the palace of your soul, you dwell within the center that is everywhere, and you have a circumference that is nowhere. Being descendant of God Almighty, you are, as the universe, in a state of eternal expansion. And there is no circumference that can bind the expansion of your soul. By virtue of the fact that you choose to, in this now moment, dwell within the master suite in the palace of your soul, you are at one with the center that is everywhere. You are co-eternal with God, and therefore share with God the center that is everywhere. Love is co-eternal with God and therefore shares that center that is everywhere. By virtue of the fact that love is a center that is everywhere, we embrace the truth that love has never been missing. Love has never left the building. Love dwells with us in the master suite in the palace of our souls. The only thing that can be missing in action is focused attention upon that love. And so we bring our attention back to center. We bring our attention back to the reality of being in the supreme embrace of love. By virtue of your choice to live within the master suite of the palace of your soul, you are in the eternal embrace of love. You let love love you. You let love have its way with you. You let peace love you. You let peace have its way with you. You let wisdom love you and have its way with you. Oh, divine creator, we are so grateful for this now moment, this now reality of the divine remembering of the multidimensionality of who we are. We are the all-dimensional creation. This moment of creation, empowering every other moment of creation, and in turn being empowered by every other moment of creation. This moment of love, empowering every other moment of love, and in turn being empowered by every other moment of love. This moment of wisdom, empowering every other moment of wisdom, and in turn being empowered by every other moment of wisdom. This moment of bliss, empowering every other moment of bliss, and in turn being empowered by every other moment of bliss.